Hey Goalkeeper family, this is Tyler with Renegade GK. Today we're going to do a really quick video showing you guys exactly how to remove safely the plastic on our Eclipse Series gloves. So an important thing to remember is that the Eclipse Series only comes with plastic on the palm. So if you get a Rogue that is another high-end Renegade glove and it doesn't have plastic, just remember that's exactly the way it's supposed to be. The Eclipse Series comes standard with EXT German Contact Latex. And this latex comes with the plastic on the palms because it is an extremely tacky professional latex. And if in transit, in the glove packaging, or if in the time it takes for the gloves to reach you, the goalkeeper, the palms were to be packaged together like this, you would start to see a decline in the latex itself, and probably even on the first time you pulled apart the latex, the gloves, it probably would start to pull some of the palm off of itself. So we have to be very careful with this EXT because it is extremely tacky. Again, it's a professional level grip. There are other brands that use the same type of German latex. They may call it something different, but anytime you're getting the plastic on the palm, generally it's the contact latex. So we're gonna show you guys exactly how to do this. There is, it's not rocket science for sure, but there's definitely a way to do it appropriately, safely, and obviously more than anything, we wanna make sure that once you remove this plastic that you're ready to go and your gloves obviously are in prime condition to get out there and start making some saves. So I'm gonna show you how to do this. Again, this is our Eclipse Series, comes standard with EXT Contact Latex. It is a German latex, a professional level latex, and it is by far some of the tackiest latex out there. So let's get right into showing you guys exactly how to remove this plastic. All right, so we've got an Eclipse glove here. Now the important thing to remember as you look at removing the plastic of these Eclipse Series gloves, and realistically any other brand that you might be purchasing from that offers this contact latex, we try to make it super simple, super upfront. We always encourage any customer of ours or anywhere else, obviously, prior to removing the plastic, make sure that the glove fits appropriately, you've got the right size. Whether you're new to Renegade or you are transitioning to another brand, whatever it might be, it's gonna save you the hassle in terms of returning, because once this plastic is removed, this glove is no longer a brand new glove, and it becomes a really tricky process to try to figure out how to get these things back from people because they're basically useless in terms of returning them. Please just remember, try everything on first, make sure the fit, the feel. You know, the Evo Negative cut, which is the Eclipse Series, is a very unique cut in the sense that it is a traditional negative cut, though we've got in the gussets full surround latex, which makes it a more professional feel because total surface area of latex to ball contact occurs with the Evo Negative cut. But what that affords you as a cut goes, prior to removing the plastic, is it affords a little bit of a snugger fit, a true to the hand feel, a lot more mobility in the fingers, and obviously a lot more control of the ball. It is a professional style glove, professional latex, and professional backhand, of course. So we want to make sure that it fits right. You know, even if you were to wear a size 10, let's say, and maybe a flat cut glove or even a roll, it's possible that due to the fit of a negative and an Evo Negative cut, you might be in a different size glove. So just try everything on first. For us, for anybody else, it's going to save everybody the hassle, because once that plastic comes off, it is no longer a brand new glove. So we've got this glove here, an Eclipse Series glove. One of the things that we want to talk about, and the important thing as it relates to removing the plastic, is you don't want to remove it with any type of sharp object, knife, pen. We've heard people removing it with tweezers. We don't necessarily suggest any of that whatsoever. You can do this, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, just using your fingertips. No pinching. One of the ways that people get into trouble is if they start to pinch at the creases and the seams, right? Unfortunately, even your fingernails can pinch off some of the latex. As I mentioned earlier, an extremely tacky latex. It is a blend of latex, a German latex it almost has a glue type chemical in it. That is a substance that makes this extremely tacky and the professional level that it is. So it's very sensitive if you're gonna start picking at it during this process. So you do not need to do that. That is not required. No tool, nothing other than your fingertips. taking some time. Use this as that, you know, intro into, hey, this is my brand new glove. Get to know it a little bit, right? But take your time. I don't think you need more than a few minutes here, and I'll show you what you're looking for to start. All right, you're looking for just an aspect of the glove along the seams, because remember, with this type of latex, the plastic is actually adhered to the palm for protection, as I mentioned earlier, but it is sewn straight into the seams of the glove. So with that being the case, you kind of have to look for a bit of a spot. It's not necessarily a weak spot in the glove itself, but it's a weak spot maybe in the plastic. We have one here. You might not always have one this simple, but there is usually always something along the seams, maybe even in the thumb crotch here that we've got going on, that will allow you to kind of start pulling at it. I like to suggest a pulling motion, not a pinching kind of removal type motion. That's just inherently going to keep you from pinching the latex on the palm, because you can pinch through this process, certainly pinch the palm, and it's just one of those expectations that we kind of have to try to convey to customers as you guys purchase a pro level glove with this latex, that you have to be very careful in removal. All right, so I've found a nice easy spot here. Try to pull away from the seams, because the seams obviously are strong and they're gonna be holding that latex. So as I pull, all right, so again, I'm pulling with my fingertips, you're gonna see it pull from the seam, and it's a nice beautiful tear in the plastic. I'm not even hardly touching that fingertip latex, right? So there's no real risk in me even pulling out. So I'm pulling away, so you notice I'm kind of got my finger underneath, I'm pulling away, no nail is touching that process or that latex through this process, and I'm just pulling. Bigger chunks of plastic, pieces of plastic are actually easier to kind of carefully get these seams. You see we've got some extra plastic here on the seam of the latex palm and the gusset. We'll deal with that in a second, but right now we're just looking to get this plastic off. So again, just kind of going real nice and easy, nice and slow. If something's feeling like it doesn't want to pull off, typically what I do is I'll just leave it. I'll come back to it, and I'll try to get the things that are easily coming off. And as you know, it's kind of got its own process here, this glove, a life of its own, so to speak. And I'm just kind of using my fingertips again, and I'm just working it around. I'm using the seams as a guide, so anywhere there's a stitched seam, all right, and you can see that in all the gloves. Again, that's kind of where I'm leveraging that stitch, because it's strong to allow me to carefully continue to pull. See, it's beautiful. Get my finger underneath, no fingernails touching the palm, and I'm just lifting and pulling. All right, I've still got, I've done it a lot of times, don't get me wrong, but I've still got basically the entire palm here. I'm not pulling in tons of pieces like confetti. I'm just taking my time. And you know, not all gloves, to be honest, are gonna pull just as perfect as this. I probably just got lucky, which is fantastic since it's a video everybody's gonna see, but they're not all gonna pull quite like this. If you pull off, you know, pieces here like this, that's not a big deal at all. Again, just take your time, and each glove is gonna be a little different. If I'm being honest, I've never had one that's done quite this well, actually, in terms of pulling off the entire palm. So we're gonna keep working. Basically, I like to try to find that point that I can start and kind of work from, and then I really just try to work the palm. It's a large area, and then I work up the fingers, and I'm just working around the seams. I mean, you know, if you've watched me, I've kind of started here on the outer pinky finger. I work my way down and around, and I've just been able to pull this off. So I mean, you got this great amount of plastic here we just pulled off all in one big chunk. So again, I don't necessarily think that's the norm, but you know, I guess that's something to shoot for maybe. So we're working. I've still got some extra additional. So again, just using my fingertips, really nice and easy. This is where a lot of people get into trouble, right? They've got, you know, 2 fingers left. I didn't have a whole lot here to grab onto, so just go slow. You don't need to go grab a pen, pencil, pair of scissors, you know, mail opener. We don't need anything like that. You're gonna get yourself into some trouble there as it relates to putting some chips and holes in your palm of a brand new beautiful glove. So Again, I'm just using my fingers. See how I'm just kind of getting a little bit. This plastic in and of itself is pretty tacky. So I mean, if you've got a finger, it's basically just cellophane or saran wrap, right? You can get your finger kind of underneath there and it's gonna stick to your finger even, just naturally. All right, so as you notice, I've got the entire palm, everything off. I've got some, you know, kind of rough edges and the fingertips here. I've got some issues there. I'm just gonna work it nice and easy. Okay, boom, beautiful. All right, don't forget the back of the thumb. Mine kind of came off. Again, just using my fingertips. I'm not getting my fingernails in there and digging into that. All right, be real super careful with that. I find that most people, when they do this, they kind of get themselves into trouble once they start to really just kind of start in the middle, or they don't actually look for a weakness in the plastic itself and start to pull it off. Now, here's what I'll tell you as it relates to all this. You can definitely get it off, all right? So same deal, nice and easy, not using fingertips, pulls right off, perfect. Is it necessary to get every single millimeter of plastic off of your brand new gloves? Well, the answer is yes, if you want to get every single millimeter of plastic off your glove, but, and that's kind of just preference. Obviously, we don't like messy looking gloves, and we wouldn't expect anyone to want to play in messy looking brand new gloves. So I can get this off. That's real simple, right? We got a little kind of wispy deal here that I've got to get going, getting out of here. All right, you know, I've got in here a little bit, but I mean, it's preferential. It's not going to do anything. You don't want pieces that are hanging loose. There are going to be, over time, there will be pieces that I guarantee you over time, if you've got a little bit of additional extra plastic in there, real super fine, and you're a little bit worried about pinching the latex or in any form harming anything, it's okay. It's probably going to come out over time. So even something as small as this, I mean, you know, at what point is the ball going to make contact here? So in terms of contact, you're not worried about it. But if it's just an eyesore, I guess, then go ahead and kind of take your time and go ahead and pull it off. But we kind of leave, how much do you want to pull off? Leave it up to each individual, you know, as it relates to just your preference. But so again, this is an Eclipse glove. Eclipse Series gloves come with plastic for protection of the palms in transit to you guys, the goalkeepers. And again, this is a pro level grip. It is the tackiest of German latex, and that is the beauty of it, and that's why the plastic is there to really protect that very sensitive yet extremely tacky palm. If these things were shipped one on top of the other to customers, when you guys pulled them out of the package for the first time, and if there was not plastic here, these gloves would probably damage themselves when we pulled them apart. That's just how incredibly tacky this grip is. So, all right, you notice that no damages, no imperfections. So, taking my time, that's kind of the key here, all right? Using a pinch technique with my fingertips, not my fingernails. Easy. Make sure that we don't pinch any of the latex, so that's totally doable for everybody that's taking their time. You can be a little bit careful around the edges and go back, but over time it's going to come out because it's not being held on by anything, then kind of those threaded seams. So that's up to you guys, but this glove is absolutely beautiful and ready to go. Do you need to put an Eclipse glove or any glove of any brand through a wash period? Absolutely you do. I know that it seems like we wouldn't want to wash a glove that's just had the plastic removed. However, even in manufacturing of latex itself, very minimal debris at the level that you can't even necessarily see it can get underneath that glove and in between the latex and the plastic. And it's always a great idea once you get your gloves to kind of reinvigorate that palm latex, liven it up a little bit. This latex shines once we throw some water on it, all right? So this has just been a really nice, easy tutorial in terms of how to remove the plastic. Remember, once the plastic is removed, this is not a brand new glove, and it becomes very hard for any brand out there to accept it as a return, especially if it's a sizing return. So please, please, please do us a favor, do you a favor, so we don't have to have these, you know, awkward conversations. Just try it on first. You know, if you're gonna choose to wear finger saves, and make sure you know, the fit and feel is appropriate for you and your preference. prior to removing the plastic, please. Any returns or exchanges, let's do that while the plastic is still on. But I wanted to take some time today to show you that it is possible and it is extremely easy to take the plastic off these gloves. All said, if I were doing 2 gloves carefully and slowly, taking my time, probably wouldn't take me 5 minutes. All right, that's a really simple investment into your gloves and your tool that you're gonna take out, and obviously they're gonna perform beautifully for you. So let us know if you have any questions as it relates to the Eclipse Series, the pro level grip that we have on the Eclipse Series, and anything else related to this particular glove series. Obviously, loads of information on our website, Renegade GK.com. We'd be certainly willing and able and looking forward to answer any questions you might have. Reach out to us again at RenegadeGK.com. You can search us on Google, you'll find us pretty quickly. We obviously love hearing from you guys and hope that this video serves you well as you open and remove the plastic of your new Renegade GK Eclipse Series gloves with EXT contact grip. Thanks so much.